everyone, welcome to the Dancers Hideout, Bitesize Sundays. The place where you'll find all the tips and tricks to help you and your dancing. My name's Ian, I'm a professional teacher and former competitor with over 30 years of dance experience. Have you ever gone to a competition and danced your absolute best?
Yeah.
And then come away from the competition, maybe you've had a chance to see the marks after the competition and wondered what the hell the judges were even looking at? I know I have. You're not alone. Nearly every competitor probably feels like this. Today, we're going to have like a little bit of a sneak peek view on what the judges typically are marking in ballroom and Latin dancing.
No way. No way.
And more importantly, how you can use that knowledge to benefit you in the next competition. So let's jump right in.
Okay.
Initially, when a judge is marking you, and I can speak from experience as well because I've been fortunate enough to be in a judging position myself quite a number of times.
Liar!
They have not got chance to look at your dancing and try and find faults with it, try and find problems with it. It's ultimately about trying to find clarity, control, and quality when you're dancing your competition. As I said, speaking from experience, a judge has only got a small amount of time to make a quick decision about what they're going to be marking in the competition. Are they going to put you through to that next round? And what if you are in the final or you're dancing the final, what position is the judge going to be putting you? As a judge myself, we don't have the time and the luxury to be able to be like, like this, okay? So we have to make very quick decisions. Typically, when you're dancing a competition, the music is played for about 1 minute 30 seconds. That's pretty much the standard time. This is to give you ample time to demonstrate your skills and showcase your choreography, and it gives us as adjudicators time to assess your dancing and decide whether we want to put you through into that next round or whether we want to be placing you in a top position or a mid position or whatever it might be for the final placing. So ultimately what this comes down to in terms of how this benefits yourself is that it's less about being perfect on the floor, about hitting those perfect moments in your dancing.
Julian!
And more about what type of impression you're leaving in that moment. To clarify, let's look at an idea. Yes, well, let's see if we can technically find the correct footwork. Oh no, that wasn't a heel. That wasn't a heel I was expecting to see by that dancer there. Nope. They're not going to make it through into that next round, are they? No. Oh, and this person here? Well, that elbow's down a little bit. That's not going to be working very well. Oh no. It's a little bit of a silly example, I know, but that's generally the viewpoint that a lot of people have. I know I also had this viewpoint when I used to compete as well as a youth, amateur, you know, that kind of level dancer. That you go onto the competition floor, you're out to do your best, you know your choreography, and you know all the things that you're trying to execute on the floor, and when you're dancing with your partner, you also know when it's not feeling correct as well.
Wait a minute! Something ain't right!
But some of the saving graces is this. The judge doesn't know your dancing. They don't know your choreography.
Wrong.
So whether you hit the correct position with the, the correct choreography, I should do like the feather step into the fall away in the foxtrot or something like this, and we didn't get a chance to do the fall away because we bumped into somebody, so we had to dance something else.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Judge doesn't see this. We see this situation, of course, because we're watching. But we don't know your choreography. So in that way, there's actually a bit of a relief as long as it's correct. As a generalization, I would probably say that there are 5 key judging criteria that we're using as judges to assess your dancing. Every judge is going to have some slightly different niche elements that they're going to personally prefer. Like for me personally, I do tend to look a lot more at the footwork because if I see that the balance is incorrect in somebody's feet, I know that they're not using their feet correctly. That weight isn't probably in the right place sometimes.
I like feet. I do not know why.
But I'm not scrutinizing the footwork, I'm just observing the footwork. But generally speaking, judges are using 5 main aspects of adjudicating to help facilitate and make a decision about how they're going to mark you in a competition. The first one is posture and presentation. Before you even take your first dancing step, a judge will take a look at the floor as the competitors are entering the floor, and they will make a slight judgmental decision about whether they think that you are going to be able to maintain good posture and presentation whilst you are dancing. An example would be that if I'm walking onto the floor and you're my audience or my judge in this instance.
Oh, you're dangerous, Maverick. Your ego is writing checks your body can't cash.
If I'm going to enter the floor like this, it's not good.
Obvious.
You can already see that my position is so let down. I'm not even showing any form of discipline. That a judge is not going to be able to be thinking that you're going to produce any good dancing, regardless of whether you're a good dancer or not. Instead, you want to make sure that you enter the floor using all of your posture and poise technique. So as you're stood there on the side of the floor, shoulders down, long neck, nice and vertical spine, walking on with the partner, maintaining the position. Place. Ready to start. The next one is timing and musicality. Now, timing is an obvious one. We, as judges, expect you to be on time. If you're dancing a beginner level competition, maybe even an improver level competition, or like that bronze level, we're a little bit more forgiving with the timing aspect, as long as you can show that you're aware of that timing and you're doing something to get back on time. When it comes to the higher level forms of dancing, we're expecting good use of, or at least awareness towards the understanding of usage of musicality, how you're playing with the music. So we want to slightly be able to adapt the way that we're dancing something. We're not changing the choreography or anything like that, just slightly changing the way that we dance something because it feels different from the music. The next one is obvious, which is the technique. We expect you as dancers to be able to have at least a competent version of technique about yourself. Technique is expected, and it's how you use that technique that we're now assessing you on and making a decision about where you are in the competition. On the lower tiers, like I said, the idea of the technique is most likely still in development, so we're a little bit more forgiving if there are technical errors that take place, as long as we can see you trying to make efforts in trying to maintain forms of technique as you're trying to dance your choreographies. The fourth one is partnership and connection, and for me this falls into two realms. This is the physical connection that you have with your partner. Are these connections clear? Are they purposeful? Because in the Latin dancing I could place my hand here, but if there's no purpose to it, then what's it doing there? The physical connection, is this correct? Is my ballroom hand taking hold correctly? Or is it just grabbing? So physical connection, obviously, yes, want to make sure this is very clear. In the Latin dancing, the complexity of changing the connection and those changeovers need to be very, very clear. The second version, in my opinion, is the subtle communication that you're able to have with your partner. This can happen whilst you are dancing, as well as when you are just stood there. If you were my partner in this instance, and I'm placing you on the floor, and let's say we're going to do a Latin dance, let's say we're going to do cha-cha, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to place you on the floor, I'm going to ignore, okay, there we go, and step. Because this is ignorant to you as my partner. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place you on the floor, but I'm here, with you. Music comes on. Okay, here we go. And we can go. So it's not just about the physical connection, but also about how we're connected with one another. And the last one is about floor presence, how you are commanding the space that you operate in when you're dancing your choreography, how you are moving around the floor with your choreography in the ballroom dancing. Are you placing it too close to the floor edge where the audience is? Maybe I'm stood there as a judge, the last thing I want is a competitor to come knocking into me, so I'm very busy trying to find the 12 that are necessary to go through for the semi-final, and then all of a sudden I'm like, whoa! So you don't want any of these instances either, because they do leave a negative impression of your dancing to the judge. In ballroom and Latin dancing, in my view, floorcraft is a very important aspect, but it's very powerful in helping your dancing and your performance. If you're very good with floorcraft, very able to see a situation before it happens on the floor, this is going to benefit you for sure. So floorcraft in general, I suppose, rather than maybe floor presence. But floor presence in itself being how you communicating what you're about to do as well is very impactful from a judging perspective.
Nice.
So to summarise all of those details, if you can make an instant, confident and clear impression using posture, timing and energy in your competition dancing, you're already halfway there to getting a better result on the competition floor. So next time you're dancing a competition, don't be focusing too much on what people are trying to watch or who's watching. Focus on what you are showing. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give us a like. We're really appreciate it, of course. If you haven't already, do make sure you subscribe because we're putting out weekly videos and also one feature-length video where we dive a little bit more in depth. Be sure to also ding the bell icon so that you can stay notified for whenever we're putting out new videos or content. And if you want to drop down in that comment section below anything that you found interesting from today's video, or maybe there's something you want to see in a future video, or maybe you can tell us about one of your own competition experiences. Did any of these details help with a competition that you've just done? Let us know. Those things really help us on the channel. In the meantime, my name's Ian, this here's the Dancers Hideout, and it's been a pleasure.